Good morning, everybody. Lucy and I here on our weekly Friday, and it seemed like 2 days ago was just Friday, and that we were here doing this. The week has gone by so fast.
Yep. I don't even know what happened. I woke up and it was Friday already. And I know I've been busy, like I'm doing things, but I swear sometimes it was one of those weeks that just everything was taking longer than it should have, and it was a
Yeah.
it was a busy week. Still putting my slides together real quick. I've got some pictures. We've got some websites. I got
Good
13.
morning, Nate. Good morning, Armand and Robin. Thank you guys for being here this morning. I hope you guys have been having decent sales this summer. Mine recently did start to pick up a bit. Some of it I think is because I had been playing around with my repricer. I hadn't messed with it for a while, and other parts of it are because I had really um, got my replens. Some of them were either very low, and some I were sold out of and didn't even realize I had sold out. I was so busy doing back to school things that I let that kind of fall off. So I got some of my replens back in stock. I did some repricing, and some of the back to school items I sent in have hit and gone live, and I'm starting to sell those items. So
Yes.
it's been
I have a
nice.
I have a few back to school items that are picking up speed, which is nice to see. And then my focus this week has been a lot of end of the month stuff. I had inventory that was pretty much all of Monday, and then just pulling a lot of paperwork and
End of month
crud.
numbers. Yeah,
End
I
of the month
spent
crud.
4 hours doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good. I like our new dashboard where you can see everything. I had to do some formatting in that. Still working on that. That's a project that's in the works. Every time I think I'm close to like a done, I find a new section that needs work on.
Yeah.
But it's pretty intense. And then been working on Halloween. I am
Yes.
drinking pumpkin spice creamer. So excited.
Oh,
I
is
saw it for
pumpkin
the first
spice
time.
creamer already in the stores?
Yep, at Target last night.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a pumpkin spice creamer fan, then it is out. It is out. All right. So I think I'm going to start. I only got like a couple pictures to discuss, and then I've got like 5 or 6 links up there. And the last one is going to be common mistakes that 7-figure sellers make. So if we get to that one, awesome. If not, that's all right. So if anybody's watching, go ahead and shoot your questions in the chat so that we can address them live, as we like to do here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. Is that working? Is that working? Yes. So this one just happened 34 minutes ago, just about. But it was a good question by Ashley in our group, which is a great place if you need to ask questions, if you're part of the group. Tina and I are pretty quick to respond, and the members there are really great too. So if you're looking for a good community, it is good. And she asks that Amazon oversold 2 of the items. Now she's at risk. Should I reach out to Amazon or only worry if they reach out to me? So I kind of wanted to just talk about overselling for a moment because we're going into Q4. Maybe
And
you're
it's going to
doing
happen.
Halloween, because a lot of Halloween gets merchant fulfilled if it has chocolate because of the meltables. Amazon has always oversold my stuff. Have you been in the same boat there,
I have
Tina?
had that happen during Q4, and then I always question myself, did I enter in a wrong amount? Did I enter in I had only or did I enter in that I had 6 when I only had 4? Because I will say a couple times I realized it was my fault because I was listing things as we often do during Q4 while I'm in the store shopping. So I'm in the store shopping. I put 10 in my cart. I already sold out from the last store that I was just at in my drive to this store. And so I put in the 10. I go looking at my app and it shows 0. And I didn't think that that it took the 10 because I'm being impatient, not giving it time to recalibrate and actually post those 10 that I entered. And so I've entered 10 again. So there are times I did make a mistake. So it really, I entered in 20 because I was not patient for it to catch up to itself. So sometimes I know I've made the mistake. Other times I question it because I feel like I know for a fact that I put in the right number because I did it from home. I did it through Inventory Lab. How did this happen?
Yep. And that's why it's taken me so long, because this week I'm getting all my Halloween out from last year, and anything fall related. There's some Christmas stuff I'm going to rework that, it was like a single or 1 or 2 pack, and I want to put it as a 5 or 6 pack, and, just reworking some of that stuff that is directly related with Q4. This is the time to do it. August is a good month to get prepped
Right
up
now
for
online, you can
Q4.
buy Halloween stuff from a lot of your vendors and
Yep.
suppliers. And now is when you want to do it and get it sent in. If you shop wholesalers, you want to start ordering your Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, if you sell seasonal products. A
Yep.
lot of people out there aren't selling seasonal. So
But what I got to be careful on is I'm trying to make sure I delete it out of my Amazon inventory, but then put it in, I want to make sure that I
yeah,
don't mess up. And I'm very
I've
good at
done that. I
that.
know exactly what you mean. You still have it currently listed as merchant fulfilled in case you sell one.
Yep.
But as you're getting it ready to prep to actually send it into FBA, you need to remember to mark your merchant fulfilled amount back to 0. Now, I have definitely done that as well.
Because I sold, I think, 4 or 5 merchant fulfilled Christmas items last week. And I'm going,
Yes.
who's buying Christmas? But
Yeah.
it's fine. So anyhow, from that's selling. Now I'm going to take some of my stock and I sent it in, and then I need to make sure, if I had 30, I kept 5 or 10 here and sent the rest in.
Yeah.
We just got candy canes still on clearance from Walgreens.
Oh, are you kidding? They had candy canes on, and the thing with candy canes though, if maybe they found them back in the warehouse and just forgot they were back there. I mean, who knows? Because I haven't seen candy canes all summer. The nice thing with candy canes is the expiration date on them is for a few years. So it's not
Few
like
years.
candy cane expires like other candies.
I probably still have some from childhood, man. They do get nasty after a while, though, I have to say.
I wouldn't know candy won't last around my house long enough to reach that point.
All right. So the next one is a thread, and it starts over here. And I thought that it was quite interesting. The first issue was somebody has a Halloween store and they got flagged for excessive gore, blood, or violence. So it's making me think about my Halloween bundles and going, what is excessive gore? It's Halloween, folks. It's
Yeah.
Halloween. And I can see it's hard to regulate because, how do you regulate the gore? We want to make sure that things that shouldn't be gory are not gory, but Halloween is supposed to be gory. How could you
Yeah, there definitely is
overdo
a
it?
lot of Halloween gore, the scary masks. So yeah, I'm curious about that too.
And can we just have another, like, an adult section with all the gory stuff so that we can go in and see? Like, I want to see what's flagged as extra gore. Now I'm interested. That's the stuff I want.
That piqued your interest.
Yeah, can I type for it stuff with extra gore? That's what I want. Yeah, blood or violence. But then we have on the other side of things, I certainly don't want to promote violence and whatnot outside of the appropriate Halloween thing. But if you
I
have
am sure it is probably just like all the other weird things that we get. It's probably just a normal
mhm.
creepy guy face mask or
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure
a
it's not.
chainsaw costume is great during Halloween, not in March. Not in March. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is a tough one. So anyhow, other people were flagging in, and I thought this was absolutely hilarious. So I want to read some of these here. I have ski pants that are apparently a pesticide and an adult product that is now porn.
Yeah. This is
Right.
the kind of stuff that happens. That's why I say I don't even believe that excessive gore because I'm sure
Yep.
it's just like that person's problem on Amazon. They
I have
recategorized some of my items yesterday.
I have a shaving cream that supposedly was promoted as a consumable supplement, making it prohibited because of disease claims.
Yeah, I don't know anybody licking their shaving cream.
One of my designs was also labeled as a pesticide because it has the words vine and wand in it. It's a Harry Potter wand. Amazon needs to lay off the bot. Lay off the bot. Just bring
Yeah.
it back, dial it in a little bit. Maybe have somebody with 2 brain cells, which rules out Seller Central, just saying. But maybe a tier 2 seller rep to look at what's flagged and say if it's real or not. Because
Right, like let the bots go ahead and flag it, but then a human has to vet
yeah,
if that flagging is in fact accurate or not, which is why we don't want AI taking over the world.
Well, I actually have an article on AI today, Miss Tina, so I will share that later. But let's see here. Then we have this one, which I also have an additional article on this. So somebody had said that what do you do when somebody buys something and they returned the wrong item? What are your options?
I open a case with photos.
Yeah, I love this one. This is the new tip that I need to write down or remember. And it's sending a message to Amazon and tell the customer they did a switcheroo. You need to include pictures of the item in the box that they returned it, plus detailed pictures of the order and the ASIN. But this is the new keyword to put into your cases is switcheroo. And apparently that is getting
That's what the bots, okay.
That's what the bots want. Somebody says safety claim, safety claim. If it's FBM, safety claim all day long. If it's not FBM, then you have to do the other methods of fighting the case. But I want to find that article real quick now.
Anybody that's watching, have you had any of your inventory get reclassified or get an email notification like those in that thread where Amazon now says it's hazmat or your listing gets flagged? I had some Halloween decorations that I had made a listing for this week, and there's not an appropriate category for my item that I had. They're like, they would be similar to like the Halloween backdrops for if you're going to do the selfies or have a Halloween party. So you put up the big backdrop so you can have it look like a cemetery graveyard or whatever. So it has to go under the category. It assigns it to wallpaper, even though it's under party decorations. And then it changed 2 of them to be party paper lantern, I think it was.
Yeah, paper lanterns. You got 2
paper lanterns. Amazon just reclassified it. They just decided to. So then I got an error warning in my account that those 2 ASINs conflicted with basically themselves. So I'm like, I don't know how that's possible. And it's saying, if this is your ASIN, please, put it here. I've never seen that one. Now I've seen, this item conflicts with a totally different ASIN, another listing that's not even mine. Now I've seen that many times, but it was saying my ASIN was conflicting against itself. And I think my error code was 8841 was the error code.
I thought it was the 8561, but
8561. Yeah, it's hard to remember all those numbers. Since I hadn't even sent them in yet, I went ahead and deleted the entire listing and just redid it. I just didn't want to fight with Amazon anymore.
Yeah. You got to pick your battles, and sometimes relisting it is just easier.
Yeah, especially when they're not even sent in yet.
I got flagged with 8 suspected IP claims this morning. So I woke up to them like, who's pressing buttons over at Amazon today? But 8. So I will be dealing with that right after this show. And we talked about this in the bundle group yesterday. If you're dealing with the suspected IP claims, you need to go in and edit your listing, and then in your case logs on the health dashboard, go in and say that you have updated the listings to get them cleared instead of acknowledging them. Sherry says, I have seen that error on the ASIN conflicting with itself on several new bundles.
It's the first time I'd ever seen that. So it's got to be a new thing.
So Sherry, I think Sherry's in our bundle group, isn't she?
She is. Yep.
Okay. We talked about it yesterday, but you can go watch the replay if you want. The short of it, Sherry, is take your parent ASIN, go into the variation wizard, pop in the parent ASIN. Down at the bottom right will be a generate report. You can pull that report, see what the categories are, copy and paste so they all match, and then upload that file. Remember to save the file as the XLSM and not the macro enabled. That's the short answer, but we talk about it more in depth there. All right, so this caught my eye, and I am not sure quite how I feel about this, but it's interesting. On June 28th, 2023, says new options to report seller fulfilled returns. If you receive a return that is used, damaged, defective, materially different condition, you can charge the restocking fee from the buyer. You go to orders, manage, issue refund, hit the restocking fee. Now, to my knowledge, the restocking fee has been available, then not available, then available, then not available, then sort of available.
Yes.
And now it's saying that we can do a restocking fee. And I'm telling you, for Q4, if people would piss me off and start returning used crud in January, I'm going to start charging a restocking fee because I need to not have so many losses in my business because of this.
I had not long ago, it was about 3 weeks ago, so Amazon let a buyer return an item they had bought for Easter, and they bought it back in March. It was well past that return date window, but Amazon lets people do it all the time. I often wonder, like on this restocking fee that we were always able to do, and then they took it away and brought it back. I almost wonder when the lawyers that actually do go after Amazon, there's that one lawyer that does the YouTube videos, and and he has actually gone to battle with Amazon. I almost wonder if these stem from some of those legal cases.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure a lot of this crud
And that's
stems
why
from that.
Amazon ends up bringing it back, because they realize that you are in the right to recharge a restocking fee, as many stores do. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if it's a legal thing or not a legal thing, but that's just my guess.
I will bring up, because I shared I shared an article with our internal group. There we go. I found it. That was not hard. Okay, let me make sure that cookies and crud. I swear every time I open up a website, that's why I try to open them up all early, because then it's like pop up, pop up, pop up.
Yeah. I just put that up there for people to be able to read it. It just was a continuation of what we were talking about too.
Losing business over hopefully Yep. And then did we see what FOAB said? I have applied to the 2D barcodes to my shipments, however, not noticing any changes in speed. Yeah, no, I don't notice any speed changes.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, because I've wondered about that too. In fact, I posted Inventory Labs video on all of their options for doing that, because I've not done the 2D yet. I wasn't exactly sure what that meant. I didn't know if it meant my shipping label on my box, or if it actually meant the way it was printing out my FNSKU labels. I really wasn't sure what that meant, so I hadn't done anything with it. So I asked yesterday in the group for someone who had been using it. So it is, in fact, has to do with our shipping labels, and it's supposed to check it in faster.
Yes, and if you guys don't follow Amy West, WEES, I believe is her last name, she does a lot of great content. So I love seeing her reels. And she did a reel this morning or last night. I don't know, whatever. I saw it this morning when I woke up. And it was talking about the transparency program. So if you are a private label seller interested in the transparency program, go and listen to that. If you're in our bundle groups, I reposted it to the bundle group. But basically, Amazon's giving out 20,000 free transparency codes, and that is to prevent hijackers on your private label listings. So I know some people that do private label watch our shows, but not a majority of them. I just thought I'd, throw that out there because that was interesting that they are giving out that. Now, transparency codes, you have to have a different one for every single item. So you have to really work with your manufacturer to get those on there. It is, it's some, and hijacking, I've noticed so much hijacking. It's crazy. Thanks for the feedback, Nate. I'm glad you guys are talking. Yeah, at least in Riverside, DC is slow. Yep. Mine all go to California, and mine have been slow. All right, there we go. This is the article that I was talking about, and I linked it in the chat there. Amazon employees leak secret information to the marketplace sellers can buy on Telegram. I knew this was going on, but I wasn't quite sure of the process. But there are groups on Telegram, and you message them and negotiate like $500, and they'll go in and delete negative feedback. They'll take care of cases.
I haven't heard of
And
this. Wow.
I mean, I hear rumblings, but I'd never pursue. I would like to some days because, man, some of my issues I would totally. So for a fee, $200 to $400, sellers can pay for such services as Amazon Magic. The offerings include access to the company insiders that can remove negative reviews on a product, provide information on competitors. They will also attack other people. So they have like a little list. There we go.
Wow.
Look at this. You can pay and get attack a competitor's listing, vote down negative reviews, vote review. These are their menus. I'm like, I got mixed feelings because I mean, those people are working their butts off in the thing, and if they wanted to make some side money, I'm kind of okay.
But it's usually bad players that would even hire these people to do such things. The good people don't do this.
Very true. Very true. Are you saying?
And that's scary because what if they're paying these people to come after you?
Yeah. Yeah, let's have that link. But here's my thing, like Seller Central is so difficult to work with that I am interested in outside because it's just, we got to get things done here. And I'm not asking for things that are complicated, or I'm just asking for things that make sense. Like common sense is not available there.
Yeah.
I had one guy the other day and I could not understand him. And he kept talking faster and faster. And I said, you've got to slow down. Your accent is very thick. And I literally cannot understand the words coming out of your mouth. And I have worked with a lot of international people. I'm around a lot of different accents, and it just is, it's tough to deal with these guys.
Back to this Telegram thing.
You want to join?
So, no, it's not about joining. But my point is, all right, so I hire this scandalous person who's doing something really illegal and
it's not illegal, right? It's immoral. And
okay.
It's against Amazon.
So, all right, so I'm going to hire somebody, Lucy, to go after you, my competitor, and write bad reviews on all your stuff, and so it will tank your listing. Okay, it's hypothetical. So they don't do it, and I just paid them $500. How do I now get my money back? How do you take them to court? Do you say, hey, I just paid $500 to this person to screw over my competitor, and how do you fight getting your money back?
So I'm in a Facebook group about VAs, right? And virtual assistants. And there's often like people that are not in the US get upset. They're like, well, these people only want US VAs. And they don't understand that the international VAs are awesome too. And I'm not saying they're not awesome, but somebody brought up exactly that point. They want to be able to go to court if they get screwed, if a contract is breached, if something happens. And when you are dealing with Amazon, your competitor that's doing these shenanigans is most likely not in the US, and they don't care if you go after them. You cannot go after them in a legal sense, which makes people go to things like Telegram and non-legal methods. So here's one. Amazon investigated claims China received payments of $80 to more than $2,000 to share confidential sales information or delete bad reviews. So, they will take your money all day long and do this. And what do they care? I'm sorry, they don't get paid anything. That's why Amazon employs them in other countries, right? So I'm sorry, if you're making pennies and you got to feed your family, and Tina reaches out to you and says, I'll give you $1,000 to delete this bad review, you're going to take it because you don't care if you have that job at the end of the day. And that's why we got to fix the system, not other things. So just getting me all worked up in the morning, Tina. That my pumpkin spice.
like these kind of things really blow my mind, and it's not that I want to do them, but I always think about like the legalities of all of it and the what ifs, and I certainly wouldn't want anyone doing that to me and targeting me. I don't know. It, I think it's bad, bad business, bad, all of it.
It is. It
Bad.
is. And what needs to be fixed is Amazon needs ways of regulating the listing. Like if I make a
Yes.
listing and I make it, I should be able to toggle on and off that other people can sell this item or not be able to sell this item. Like
Yeah.
that should just be an easy fix. And then
Yeah.
if you go to list on that item, you can't because I have, as the owner of the listing, said no, you cannot list on that. And that would clear up a lot of stuff. But
As far as people jumping on your listings, for sure.
yeah, yeah.
And then the reviews, and there are reviews that show verified purchase. So, Amazon does give that little icon, an unverified purchase. So now that makes me wonder, of all of these positive reviews, or negative for that matter, on a listing that shows that it is not a verified purchase. So that just means anybody can go on Amazon and write a review on something, even if they didn't purchase it.
I I believe you have to have a purchase to do a review. But the
Haven't you
way
ever
that,
seen that little badge next to it where it says verified purchase?
yeah, and that is when they have received and everything got checked out and there was no weirdness going on with the account. I don't know exactly the parameters of getting that badge. I do know that the way, so I have some interesting insights on this actually. Uh, the way the scam worked on that is I would say, Tina, I'll review your products. I'm going to buy them and then you ship them out and I'll give you reviews. And we make this side deal apparently on Telegram. And what you do is I buy the product from you. You send out just whatever, a regular envelope with a 60 something, whatever stamps are, regular stamp on it. So you get a tracking number. You put that tracking number into your merchant fulfilled order, or you can send an FBA product that's just whatever, playing cards in a small envelope. And really, I'm buying a patio set and it doesn't match up, but whatever. And then, so you have a verified tracking number. I go in and after I receive the envelope, I write that review and then we PayPal back whatever money and you get a good review. So that is how it kind of went. Now I'm working with this guy who sells cards and it's really interesting to see. He was telling me about one of these. It wasn't Feedback 5, but it was a
Yeah.
feedback group when he was looking to purchase a company. He wound up purchasing the card manufacturing thing. Anyhow, he was saying that he got some backside insight into it, and it was all sorts of ways that they pay for reviews and then reimburse you and like the whole logistics behind it. And my goodness, I don't know if it's still as big, but it's kind of
Yeah.
more of an underground thing. But it used to be pretty predominant. I mean, you could just Google and see how to pay for reviews. It was very much out there.
This is what happens when there's people like me that do everything by the book. It's
Hmm.
like I don't even hear about all that. I'm just like clueless to all these shenanigans going on, even though I know they exist. But just wow.
If I hold on, we'll do this real quick.
Watching, hear of these shenanigans. I mean, I
If
know we've
you,
all heard of fake reviews. Everyone's heard of that.
oh
But
yeah,
did any of you watching know about some of this dark underground? It's like what is that called? The dark web. I feel like it's the dark web.
it's not that dark. You can generate reviews, legitimate reviews. These are all paid custom reviews, organic buying. I mean, 14 ways to get reviews. You could go in here, and if you did enough searching, I'm sure you could come across those Telegram groups because that's how they're targeting people as well. They'll go
Yeah.
into to real forums and then DM people. That's why if you're on Facebook and whatnot, I get a lot of weird DMs from both Instagram and Facebook. And so if I don't ever answer you on Instagram or Facebook, like pop it again because a lot of times I just I'll pass on anything that looks weird because I will get a lot of weird hit ups for weird things. Some of it I don't even know. I don't even know. They're like,
And I never do. That's always Lucy and I always laugh about that, how she gets all these weird messages and I get none of that. Please don't send me one. But I'm just
no,
she just attracts that, I guess. I don't know.
no, it's bots. It's mostly bots or VAs. So what most of them is what I see is people that sell courses or classes or whatnot. They hire a VA and then they tell the VA, go to Instagram, do a hashtag Amazon FBA, and send this
Find the
paywall
people.
email to all of them. That's how I almost got scammed for YouTube. I didn't have a clue about fake reviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I might be able to pull up some fun Instagram things. They are always hilarious. I read them and laugh and then delete them. Let's see here. Trader Joe's invoices. I thought that was interesting. Somebody wrote on here that they got deactivated because they needed a Trader Joe's invoice. Now, I don't know why they were needing a Trader. I've sold Trader Joe's every day, and I love Trader Joe's. I love going there. I love their marinara sauce. I love a lot of their products, and I love to sell them. But the forums here were great. You can't walk into Trader Joe's, buy something, turn around and sell it on Amazon. Now, that is technically incorrect. Yes, you can. You can all day long. You're not going to get a receipt that will work for any IP claim, but
Yeah.
you cannot use it for ungating. So you have to be
And it's near
organic.
impossible to create listings for Trader Joe's with the Trader Joe name. I've tried every which way to get permission for that. So I feel like the people who are doing it know a trick I do not, or they are grandfathered in from so long ago when they got a G10 exemption to create listings for Trader Joe's products. But Trader Joe's does sell really well. The Amazon forums can be a fun read sometimes when you go in there. Um, do you mind if we move on to this shipping software I found interesting?
Yes.
Um, in our main Facebook group, one of our members, Chuck, posted this in there. And then it was maybe 2 days later, I got an email from Amazon promoting this. I don't know how you say it, Vico, VQ. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Vico?
Um, Vico.
I'll
And
say Vico.
Amazon and so now I think this is a separate platform like Pirate Ship, but they are just now integrating in with Amazon because you see down below it even says now part of Amazon. And one person said that they were actually using it and liked it, and somebody else said that they felt like the barcodes weren't printing out that clear.
So this is just for, is this like a pirate ship?
I'm thinking it is something like a pirate ship. Um, I'm not exactly sure how it all works. I did not watch the video, but it integrates with a lot of your different platforms. You'll see it integrates with Amazon, Shopify, eBay, Etsy, and you are saving a lot on your labels. But I have not really watched the video on this, and I was wondering if anyone watching has in fact tried this and what do you think about it?
Nate says it's like pirate ship. Do you like it, Nate? Is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah, because I just heard about it. It was 2 days ago, and I haven't taken the time to watch the video on it, but I thought, well, it sounded interesting to me, and I know that Chuck signed up for it and somebody else used it and liked it, and I didn't know what the benefit was of using this versus going to Pirate Ship, other than if it's integrated with Amazon. Are you getting a better shipping label price from it than you are with Amazon? And then I'm assuming if it integrates, then it's already automatically populating your tracking number rather than you having to copy and paste it from Pirate Ship over to Amazon. And then does it come with the same protection as shipping through Amazon? These are the things I want to know because I truly just don't know. And I don't know if anybody else out there does. And I guess had I watched the video before we went live today, I would have known, and it is free. because underneath it does say no monthly cost, completely free, yet there's a tab that says pricing. And then when you
You,
click it, it says it's completely free.
so it's a free thing. I have noticed just personally in the last, I'll say month, I have seen, because I used to use Sendle a lot for my eBay orders, and it is now just cheaper to go through eBay, and the Amazon is just cheaper to go through Amazon. I haven't noticed any like savings with these third party places, so maybe they're losing business and they need, I don't know. I don't think they're losing customers if they can't beat the shipping deals with Amazon and eBay.
Yeah.
I'll get to you in a minute, April. I just want to wrap up this topic. We've got the what is it? The new ground. No, ground
Ground
advantage.
advantage.
Thank you. Yes, ground advantage. I am now seeing ground advantage both on eBay and on Amazon. Everything works great. I still have the option to do not classical. What is it? First class shipping, but that is going to be phased out. So let's see here. Message from Amazon. I have tried to make 5 bundles with beauty. Always goes to hazmat and I can't get it activated. Verify that the proper SDS or battery products exemption sheet has been provided. Yeah, go do the exemption sheet. It's really easy. You just go to the
Yeah.
SDS section, download the download button is to the right, and it's like the last one in the bottom right column. Download that exemption sheet, fill it out, upload it. You're good to go, April.
It is an easy sheet to fill out. And April, I know that you are in bundles. So once you've done that, if for some reason you're still having a hard time with how to fill it out, reach out to Lucy and I, because we've both filled them out before, and it's not difficult. And I'm sorry you're not feeling well today. I saw that you posted that earlier. It's your body telling you it's time to take a rest.
I will make a note here to do a video on it, Miss April, because it is really easy, but we'll go ahead and do a quick video on it. Let's see here. Good morning, Unwind Travels. How are you guys approaching Q4? And when do you start buying for Q4? Now?
Now. Yesterday. Yeah, I'm buying for Q4. I've been buying for Q4. Then I'm going to a trade show this month, and I will be buying all of my Q4 seasonal, and I'm talking like holiday decor type things that are specifically meant for the holidays. I will have all of that bought by the end of this month and hopefully shipped out before September is over. I try to get that and turn it out very, very quickly. As far as everything else Q4, that is like toys and just sweaters and things that aren't really with a pumpkin or a Christmas tree on it. I continue to buy that once it hits the shelves and all the way up to right before Christmas. So yes, I'm approaching Q4 right now.
Yes. And I know you're going to ASD, but are you going to meet anybody there? I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about.
Had anyone reach out to meet with me. I know she's not on today, but sometimes Millennial Mom pops in, and she said that she would meet with me, but I don't know if she's in fact going to ASD. And I don't mind if I breeze through there by myself either. I'll probably get twice as much done in one day. You know how it is when you're alone, you just zoop zoop.
She's
And I'm a
calling you
hyper
dead
focused
weight.
kind of gal.
I
Oh,
think she's
Millennial Mom
calling.
is here.
I think she's calling me
Oh,
dead
she is
weight.
here. Okay. I just assume when people don't comment, they're not here. It's like, I didn't see you in class today. All right, so I will definitely meet up with you.
Awesome. And then next Friday is my husband's surgery, so I don't know if I'll be on the live or not. I will get his surgery time on Wednesday, so I have no idea if it's going to be like crack of dawn or 2 in the afternoon. So
Yeah.
waiting. All right, I have 3 Instagram, Instagram, and not Instacart, Instagram things. I'll just share with you guys real quick because this is what I'm talking about. I've got coming from the Explore page. I saw your content. Could I ask you something? No, I'm not. sorry, I'm not going to respond. I don't know who you are, and you've got like two things. I get this a lot of links, except my free gift worth up to $80. I don't care. I don't care about your free gift. On to the next, freight forwarder. I always look, okay, freight forwarding, Irvine, Instagram, no followers, nothing. This is a VA working for somebody. So somebody's hired a VA and they're just spamming this on some sort of freight forwarding crud they want. And then this one was actually a real one that I missed back in July on tips on shipping cheaper for hazmat. So that one I do have to go through and now respond because I feel bad that I missed that, but it went into my message requests that are normally junk mail.
Nonsensicals.
Oh, all right. We got to talk about Chat GPT for a minute. It's getting dumber. So this article, I'll paste the article in here. It is hilarious. People have been messing with Chat GPT so much, and apparently we don't use it for the best purposes. And it has now gotten stupider with use instead of smarter. They thought that as it learned and grew that it would get smarter, but it got dumber.
I guess it's depending what people are inputting into it.
And
it learns off of our inputs,
Yeah. And I really think that's what's happening with Amazon's bots, man. They are getting stupider and stupider. They have some the accuracy, a massive decrease in accuracy and uplift. I still love playing around with the Chat GPT. I have not put anything super weird in there, but I've been tempted. What's the best way to bury a body? But then I'll probably get in trouble. Somebody's watching.
Yeah, then the FBI's on your front door. It was just a joke.
Yeah. Somebody knocking on my door. Why'd you put this? All right. This is kind of the last article that we will go over today, but I thought it was fun and interesting. I always like kind of popping in here and seeing what people are saying. Most of the time it's like stupid common sense stuff, but we'll take a look. Top 5 Amazon selling mistakes made by 7-figure sellers. It's a little older. It was put out in 22 last year. I love how I do need to order this box actually right now.
And somebody had posted that the boxes were on sale at Walmart. So I'm sure that still is true because they just posted, I think, yesterday. So if any of you buy the large or medium cardboard boxes from Walmart, they currently were a lower price than normal, which they're normally pretty inexpensive.
Yes. I do not need boxes. I got a whole crud ton from somebody moving in the neighborhood, so I loved it. So putting sales before profit. I liked this one, and it really speaks to me because this year I got rid of my packers because they were, I don't quite want to get into all of the things they were doing wrong, but I had a huge amount of shipment issues. There was issues with them actually showing up to work and then their quality of work, etc. And so what I decided to do was let them go, focus on my more higher profitable items and see how that worked for my business, restructure a little bit. And then going into Q4, I have a lady who's going to come pack for me on Saturday that I got to deal with this last week. So that's new. I hadn't told you that, Tina. I feel bad because that was on my Tell Tina mind list.
Tell Tina.
I forgot to tell you that.
But that is so true. A lot of sellers put, the sales before their profits. They're trying to get in more items, and they're looking at, I sold only 12 items today, or I sold 40 items, and so they're happy that they sold the 40, but maybe they're buying things that are less profitable, and it's sometimes not the number of items that you sell. If they're not as profitable, if you sell less items with higher profit, you might be doing double the amount of work to make the same amount of money.
Exactly. And I would rather sell 20 items a day that make me $5 a piece than 100 items that make me $1 a piece.
That's right.
Because just the speed and having to process that much crud is insane. So yeah, my sales have definitely gone down, but my profit margin is going up, if that makes sense. So
yeah, mine too. Most of my profit margin on my items are almost 100%.
Nice. Nice. I'm not as good as Tina, but I strive to be. What does this say? Oh, tasks that make money. Oh, I like this. Tasks that make money. Finding market opportunities, defining your unique selling. This is all a bunch of gook. Building your brand, developing your marketing strategy, monitoring your matrix, recognizing trends. Did they have what wasn't? But anyhow, yeah, I've really dialed in my Todoist
Yeah,
in
we've
getting
talked
some of
about
those.
this many times, honing in on the things that make us money. So
Yep.
when you're just scrolling Facebook because you just do, or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, these tasks don't make you money, and you can spend an hour or more doing that. But if you spent that same hour going through Walmart's toy category online looking for items to sell, that would be a task where you're online scrolling idly almost, but you can make money doing that because you're finding items to sell. Um, so if I spend a lot of time with Fiverr clients and do a coaching call, sometimes I have to look at my profit margin for that because I'm just trading time for money. It didn't cost me money for the client, but it did take my time. Now, that time I spent coaching someone for 1 hour, is it equal to me packing and prepping a shipment for 1 hour? So I've been really this year trying to hone in on Amazon, eBay, the coaching, doing bundles, and I'm spending my time across a lot of different areas, but I'm trying to break it down to by hour or the profit margin with eBay versus Amazon. um, it's going to be really fun to look at my numbers at the end of this year.
Yes. Unwind says, at what point do you replan a new ASIN that you test for the first time? Do you wait until 30 days to see final returns, or do you buy as they are selling? I buy as they're selling.
I do too. So a scenario would be, and this is a real scenario, I bought a dessert item at Walmart. I think it was 3 weeks ago. It wasn't very long ago. I bought two of them to test because I really wasn't sure. I sent them into Amazon's warehouse and they sold the day they hit the warehouse. What I did is I ran back to Walmart because they sold that fast. They sold so quickly. I went back and I bought the 10 that they had on the shelf and I sent those in. And as they hit the warehouse, they started selling. I went to another Walmart. They happened to have like 20 of them. So I bought all 20 of them. Lucy, I guess I didn't take that call. And I just sent them in this week. So I don't let myself ever go out of stock, is the idea, because clearly I do sometimes. The idea is to never let yourself get out of stock of that item. I check seller board weekly. I check it daily, but I definitely check it weekly for units sold of these particular Asins. So I have some Asins that I replenish every single week until I get a hold on how many of them are selling per month to know how many I should be buying. There are some items that go out of stock before I can get them in time. Sometimes it's my own fault because I didn't go get them. Sometimes it's because I either can't find it or it's taking my supplier longer to ship it to me. I try to keep a 30-day supply in Amazon at all times of my top performing ASINs, only because it's a big job to constantly be making these orders or constantly going to the store to get the item, to where now on my top selling replens in Inventory Lab, every single month I look at, do I have any in stock, how many are left in stock, and how many did I sell in the last 30 days. And I find sometimes that number keeps increasing month after month. So if I have 3 in stock, but I already sold 60 in the last 30 days, I'm actually going to order or go get 70 of them for the next 30 days until, you just kind of keep finding that magic number. That's what I personally do. And then on the items I know I can constantly get within Amazon, you can set a replenish alert right on that listing, and Amazon sends you an email that you're getting low in inventory on that particular ASIN. And that's something that you can turn off and on, that notification bell reminder. And that works really well for me as well, to help remember to get to get my items ordered. Where I let replens get out of stock are ones I didn't set that notification bell, because they're a newer one that I'm playing with. And so that's where sometimes something will sell out and I completely missed it, because it was one that didn't have the notification bell. I maybe had only sent in for to test. So while it showed up in inventory lab and seller board, it was easily missed. So definitely check weekly of all of those things to see what's going on if you can. I realize life gets in the way and we get busy and these things fall off our radar. It does to me too.
Yep. Well, and it also depends, like, if you're coming into the season or going out of the season,
Yeah,
you know.
that's right. Like if it was pumpkin spice, we're going into it. So I would buy lots of pumpkin spice because I know it's seasonal. This is where, oh, I wish I had a crystal ball, because this pumpkin spice thing might have done really well and I didn't buy enough. And this other one, I'm paying to have it pulled out, when pumpkin spice season is over. So sometimes if only we had a crystal ball.
I do have to say, though, that I had some leftover peeps. I mean, like a dozen leftover peeps, and I sent them and they all sold the same day. I was like, okay, for 150% ROI. I was like, okay, sure. And that was in
Yeah.
July. So just weird. I mean, you may, some stuff you want to sit on, some stuff you don't. Like I said, I sold a lot of Christmas last week. It's just, yeah.
And I told Lucy I had ordered marshmallows. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And when they arrived, and I just wasn't thinking, and I live in Las Vegas, where it is well over 100 degrees every single day. When these marshmallows came, it was one marshmallow. Absolutely. So I couldn't send a peep here, have a peep sent to me, because it would arrive as a pancake.
Victor
Jen
left.
asks a very good question. Jen is asking, for beginners, do you guys support putting all of your profits in at the beginning? I do. Now, I am assuming that when somebody is beginning, their income source is already coming from somewhere else, because I don't feel like anybody starts Amazon like, oh, this is what I'm going to do for a living. And I just have a wealth of money to live off of. And I'm going to throw some of my wealth into this business I'm doing. I don't think most people come from this place. I think most people who are starting Amazon are either a stay at home mom, or they're a younger high school or college student, or they're a working individual who wants to maybe leave their workplace or just create a nice little side income for retirement, maybe. So, in the beginning, I do recommend you put all of your profits back into your business and not take a dime out for yourself. You reinvest all of your payouts back into Amazon, and that is how you snowball it so much quicker. That is exactly what I did in my business. I worked for 3 years doing my full time job and Amazon, didn't touch a dime of it, rolled all of it back in. It also allows for you to make some mistakes along the way. So that is my 2 cents on that.
April says, loving seller board. I don't know what I did before. I have a better understanding. I do like a lot of the seller board
Yeah.
stuff. I've really liked it, decided to stick with it on top of inventory labs. So it might be a little redundant there, but that's okay. I did want to mention for Nate, who says garbly look.
Garbly gook, yeah.
This website is a mission statement generated, and it's done by the same guy who did Dilbert, or worked on Dilbert. Somehow the legendary Dilbert mission statement generator from 2008. It's based off of that. And it's all garbly-gooks. I ever corporate speak or corporatese. That's all I'm referring to, stuff like Dilbert. And this one, they take a bunch of random words and put them together. And it says, our company exists to reliability and assertively restore advantages for a timely and mission critical services. And then you just click it and it will give you another one. And it is hilarious. We sat one day and just went through reading that all day long. But that's how Amazon sometimes speaks now when they give you reports back or case logs. I am sorry for the inconvenience that this has caused to you. I know how important your business is. I'm like, oh my God, what do they do? A generator just like this one. That's why I keep my full-time job. I can make
Yeah.
mistakes and roll the money.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's true because it allows you to get to try something. So it's like if you have an Amazon payout and it's $2,000 and you don't have to take a paycheck from it, you have $2,000 to play with and learn with. So as you're learning, you're making some mistakes, but I think this has been my experience and most that I deal with, we have more wins than we have fails when it comes to what we're buying for Amazon, especially those that are doing it correctly. And what I mean by correctly is that you are using Keepa, you understand how to use Keepa, you are using the Amazon seller app, so you already know what your profit's going to be and about how many sellers are on a listing and how many units are selling a month, etc. So you are making an educated decision. So with that, you're going to have more wins than you are going to have fails. And then when you want to venture out and maybe try a bundle or try a product that's not on Amazon and create that listing, or you feel like keep on this one doesn't look too great, but there's not a lot of sellers, so I think I'm going to try it. It really allows you to take part of that chunk of your money to buy those kind of things. And that's how you keep finding more products that are more wins to now add to your good pile. And it's really a great way to do it.
Yeah, you always got to have some money to kind of, I don't want to say play with, but test a new
Yeah.
category, test a new brand,
Mm.
test a new, replen that maybe looks funky on the Keepa charts that you're not sure about and
Yeah,
that
and
you
then the
want to
beauty
buy
of
one or
that is then
three.
when you have that Q4 big check, what I always like to do, and it's what I started doing from back when I had a job in Amazon, which just went back into Amazon, is during that Q4 time with those big checks, I paid in advance my Amazon business insurance for one full year. I just paid the whole year bill. You can't with Keepa, and I know April can't use Inventory Lab in Canada, but I pay for Inventory Lab for the whole year at a time. So any of the tools I use that allow you to pay for it for the entire year, it's nice to take that money out of one of those big Q4 checks and pay all those things. Also, if you wanted to invest into yourself, into any kind of coaching, a coaching program or a course that you like, that you see that any creators like ourselves that we put out there, it allows you to say, I'm willing to spend a couple $100s on this course or this information. It allows you to spend a little money to invest back into yourself to help you do your business better. I always think that's smart.
Unwind says, how big are your test buys or what system? If it is a replen, let's say an OARA replen, I'm going to buy three. I test out with three. I feel like three, I can see how fast it's going to move. Is it going to, sit there for a month or sell out all in one day? It allows me to at least get my money back. Usually, if it's not selling very fast, I can drop my price down, just cover my cost of goods and get out. If it is a bundle or new idea for a bundle that I'm doing the listing on, I'm going to go with either a dozen or 24 because that's usually what my wholesaler case packs to me. So,
And I did exactly what Lucy said, the same.
yep. Our next tip on here is creating the wrong product, which we've all gotten on the thing that we thought was going to be awesome and it tanks for whatever reason. There's lots of different reasons for tanking. I remember watching some video back years ago that they were stuck with like 3,000 fidget spinners because fidget spinners came out. Every kid wanted a fidget spinners. All the teachers were like, oh my God, no fidget spinners. And then you saw just tank down and people were stuck with a ton of fidget spinners. But, different things come in and different things go out. Justin
Yeah.
Bieber was really hot for a minute and now he's like, I don't know, Justin Bieber and Britney Spears are not super hot things, but Barbie's really hot. So, things come in and things go out. Even with bundles, you have to constantly have a rotation. I have a lot of them replen, but it rotates out. And like Tina, I do. If you find a combination that works, then you can take that idea or that format and apply it to different things. So if chocolate is really popular and peanut butter chocolate is really popular, and you're like, okay, I'm going to create a multi-pack for Halloween and see how this combination works. And it's going to be, I don't know, peanut butter candy and lollipops and a bath bomb or something. I don't know, something weird. Put it together.
That's a terrible bundle.
Yeah, terrible bundle, and test it out. If it does bad, fine. If it does good, now I'm going to do that for every single season. And you'll see people do that for Peeps because Peeps go on all the seasons. And then what is it? The Bell chocolates, the Hershey Kisses chocolates, cake mixes. You see a lot of those bundles out there where it's lemon cake with lemon frosting or strawberry cake with strawberry frosting. They didn't start 5 different bundles with 5 different flavors. They probably started with one and went, okay, frosting, cake mix, spatula, that combination works. And now I'm going to do it for every single
flavor
that is desirable, which spice cake during Q4 is one of the most desired cake mixes. I had no idea until my friend who's a baker, she was like, oh my God, if you find spice cake, you got to tell me. And it comes in and out just like the pumpkin spice. You know, people have their things they want.
Mm-hmm.
Using one Amazon account for multiple brands, I
disagree with this one.
Yeah. I think if you're going to go heavy into the private label and you want to have, say, dog toys as one, and then you're like, oh, but I also want to do, trying to find something appropriate to talk about kids' toys. Maybe you want to have separate Amazon stores because you have private label for dogs and you have private label for kids and you want to keep them separate. But for most of us, I don't feel like you need to have a different account.
Yeah.
Not monitoring PPC spending. That's my big one. I tend to let my ads get a little out of control, and
I check my ad spend every Sunday morning when I'm having coffee. It's my Sunday morning task.
Yeah, I gotta go in there. I think that
lately Amazon has not been letting me set up ads though, so I haven't tried since last weekend.
I have not tried since last weekend either. Last one, managing your finances on instinct. This one was one that I struggled with, and that's why I took 3 accounting classes, and now I am learning the ins and outs of QuickBooks. And my summer personal goal was to master QuickBooks budgets. And I wouldn't say I mastered anything yet, but I'm getting there. I know my way in and out of a budget much better than I did a few months ago.
Andrea, you're lucky. Andrea says that the children in her family range from 6 months to 23 years old. So she knows all the really, all the fads from all the age ranges. And, how lucky are you? Sometimes when I'm in the store shopping and there's a toy section, there's a mom with her kids, and I'm just like lingering by looking, but really I'm listening to the kids say, Mom, I want that, because the kids tell you what they want. Yeah.
I eavesdrop all the time on the kiddos. What do they want? Why do they want it? What's going on? All right. For Unwind, I may have a PPC bundle or PPC.
I don't remember, because you have to be in your own seller account, and it's really hard to hide your Asins, your store. There's so much of your.
I actually have a dude that I could do it on. I have a guy that I could do it on, but this guy right here, this playlist right here is what I would. Sorry. That is where I would start. I love his videos, and I will play him. I haven't played this one, but I had started it the other day. He does a lot of great ins and outs of the campaigns, how
to set them up,
how to fix something, just all sorts of good stuff. He's got a lot of good insights, and he works on a lot of people's accounts. So, setting up a PPC campaign is super easy. It's really, really simple to set up just an auto keyword campaign, but then maintaining it, seeing where it goes and how to adjust it, that's where you gotta really.
Yeah, I played with PPC very minimal for many, many years. I think it wasn't last year that I got really more into pay-per-click, because I started poking around on my own. And I remember I called Lucy one day. I'm like, Lucy, I discovered something in Amazon pay-per-click. And that's when we really started digging into these tabs, and I'm like, no, click here, click there. And I think both of us, our heads went, and now this year, both Lucy and I have really honed in on how we do our ads. And I will say more recently, Lucy has really honed in to where she's even monitoring if she changes her pay per click from one price to another, whether it be higher or lower. And then she's checking to see, did that minor adjustment on this particular ad campaign increase revenue while decreasing ad spend? I haven't gotten that analytical with it, but that's Lucy's brain.
Here, I'll share. This is what I'm playing with, and we have all these tracking things. We've got our dashboard, and we track all the. Every time I do a batch in Inventory Lab, I track what those batches have. We've got this is my KPIs. I need to rename that. It's terrible. Raw inventory data gets processed over into the dashboard, and this is what I'm also preparing for you guys. And this is the advertising one that I am playing with. So currently has the date. I go in and I populate. The yellow means it's something that I changed. So maybe I moved from, I can't fully expand all this, but if I change from 12 cents down to 3 cents and recognizing that change. So when I go in weekly, I will add another line and then see, did my changes improve my ROAS or not improve my ROAS? So
Yeah.
that's what I was really wanting to check. And Amazon doesn't have a good way of marking on their graph
when you made this change or did this. Yeah.
So if I have this coffee cup and I'm doing we'll say a 35-cent bid on substitutes in an auto campaign, and I change it up to 45 for a week, I want to know, did that make improvements or more sales or less sales, and kind of dialing it in. So I can now go in and see that history on this dashboard.
Yes.
And it's a little labor intensive.
And I can see, not only in my own ads, but especially when I've worked with clients that are doing pay per click, when we really dig in there to parts of their pay per click that they didn't even know existed, and they see how much they have been, if they set up a budget, that their budget maybe got used on one simple word. So you might be doing a pay per click targeting 20 words. You might not even know you're targeting that 20 words, depending on how you set up your ad. And maybe you set it for $10 a day and you're maxing out your $10 a day, or you're spending $5 a day, and you may be spending it on just one of those keywords and it's not getting you sales, yet that keyword is hogging up all that money. We can add that keyword to the negative, and so it won't spend money on that one anymore. We can also look at what keywords actually were clicked and triggered a sale, and we can hone in to where we're only really targeting those keywords and removing the other keywords. There's so much hidden power within your pay-per-click campaign ads. And additionally, you don't even have to bid the amount that Amazon tells you. I've seen this happen in real time in my account and in others, where maybe I'm bidding, here's my Perrier water, maybe I am bidding 25 cents. Look, it's mineral water. It's good for you. 25 cents per click for the ad to show for this bottle of water. And I am maxing it out every day and I'm making sales. Now I've lowered it to pay 10 cents. I maybe am getting more clicks, less clicks, the same amount of clicks, and making even more sales. So I am now spending less and selling the more amount or the same amount. I don't recommend always doing the bid number that Amazon suggests. You can oftentimes bid lower or change your bid click amount to a lesser amount. Amazon will take your money.
Yeah, I have one that we can play with here. I have a client that we can play with. Nate, the Google Sheet is not ready. It's going to be as soon as I get everything done, it's going to include that and all the other dashboard stuff. And it's going to be one of those pay to download type of thing. So this is one of my clients, and we started up a PPC last month, and we've been playing around with it. It looks like the copy feature got moved to right here. So if you use the copy feature a lot, you can go in and do that. But he just got this stuff in and we're playing around. So if you go into here, what Tina is talking about is load, search terms. We can see what is getting the highest clicks. So I'll often go into here and see what is being spent on the most. So $5.93 for craft paper bags. There was 9 clicks and no sales, but this one with heat seal bags did result in a sale. And this is where I go and look for things, and then I'll go in and adjust his listing. So heat seal bags, I don't believe the term heat seal is in his keywords. It might need to be in the generic, the back end keywords. It might need to be somewhere in the bullet points, but it's clearly getting clicks and it's getting orders. So I want to make sure that those words are now in the listing, and I will go beef them up. Whereas, let's see here, zipper seal. Zipper, I know he does not have any zippers, so I do not want to be part of any zippers. Like, we've spent 90
And so that
cents.
can be put into the negative targeting word, which
Yes.
means that we're going to remove it. And it tells Amazon, do not bid on this word. I don't want to pay for this word. Don't use it.
Right. Now, I could have grabbed the whole phrase, or I could just grab zipper. I do not want anybody, you know what? Actually, I do want, hold on, let me go back to the search terms. Where was it? Zipper. Where did it just go? My eyes. There we go. Zipper seal craft bag. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go into negative, add this negative, type that in. Now, exactly, if somebody types in zipper seal craft bag, we will not bid on that, but I am still leaving the opportunity for something that's slightly different. So they could just put in zipper bag, and
I usually recommend that you let these campaigns run for a good month. And when you start seeing traction on spend, before you go making these decisions, don't go, oh my gosh, I spent $3 and I didn't make a sale. Don't be too quick to remove that. Let it get some good traction of spend so you can have more data on there in which to pull from to make better decisions.
Andrea, the playlist does have all the PPC stuff. That's what he does. I love his channel. It's all about PPC. I don't know which exactly is the default video. I know he has that playlist is the how to set up PPC, etc. So on here, what I wanted to just highlight is we started the bid back on July 6th. Kind of went up. We had one sale in this time frame. I'm mainly looking at impressions. So impressions are good. Right here, I dropped the bid down to like a nickel and got nothing. So that tells me in the craft bag world, I was not bidding enough. So we got nothing for a week, and I told them yesterday, I said, I'm going to jump it back up. And we can see, it was either yesterday or the day before, we went from nothing impressions to 2,000 impressions. So a huge jump.
Yeah,
now,
so it's like if she took it down a nickel and it went away, she can now raise it to 7 cents and then 10 cents and really find that sweet spot.
Right. And they do have the history here, but to me, this just makes my eyes crazy. And so I had a 5, 8, and 5 cents, and then I went and changed it to whatever, 24.39.
Yes, Nate, this is keyword targeting, but you can also do product targeting.
So this is auto keyword targeting.
Yeah. So there's auto keyword targeting. You can pick your own keywords. There is product targeting, and you can hand pick the listings that you want to go against. So
okay, we'll do one really quick because it takes me 2 seconds to set up a campaign. It's really there's 2 ways you can do it. So we're going to go here and we'll just add something in his. I usually change this name. You can change the name later, so don't worry about it, but I usually change it something that I recognize. You're going to add your products. Automatic keyword targeting lets Amazon decide what words. It's a great way to scrub and get the keywords that you're missing or that you want to negative. A lot of people use this to then build their targeting. So you saw the ones that were getting hits. I would take those ones that get hits and then add them to a specific targeting. There's also mentality on that, like craft bag. Why would I pay for that if I'm getting the organic hit? So maybe take out craft bag as a targeted word because you're already getting the organic hits from that. So there, it goes into a lot more depth. But to set up just a basic one, auto targeting, default bid, if you're doing this for all your SKUs, go down to like 8 cents, 5 cents, 12 cents.
Mine's 7 cents. 7 cents is my sweet spot for all
7
SKU.
cents is your sweet spot. You can expand them, but I usually just leave them all on whatever 8 cents we'll start with. I like dynamic bids up and down to start with. I like to add 50% here and 50% there. This campaign name, I usually name the same thing as I named it up there. Set a daily budget of, I'll say $5. No end date. I only put end dates on seasonal stuff. My Halloween, my Christmas, I'll end it right around the holiday, maybe 2 days after the holiday on Halloween, 2 days before on Christmas. It's kind of where I go with that. I don't want to launch this in other countries, and then I'd hit launch. Now, when you can start dialing in, you go into this manual targeting, and you can do either keywords, and down here you can see like, oops.
Amazon suggest. Those are
Amazon suggest
suggestions.
Ziploc.
Mhm.
No, these are not Ziploc or freezer or Mylar. Coffee would make sense. And you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose between broad, phrase, exact, combination, all three. This one you want to target about 25 things to start with. You can always add, you can always turn off the low performers. And then product targeting is kind of nice. You can do the whole category, which I don't know, I don't think I'd do that, or individual products. So now I can go and see what my competitors are. Am I lower
And
than
you
that?
usually want to, yeah, you usually want to pick within the same price range, or you want to be the better price.
Right. And what this means is if somebody goes to this page and they're looking at this item, yours is going to show up on that page as those alternate products. So if you are doing private label, or you have something that's comparable to something else and yours is a better value or whatnot, and you want to be on that specific page, go here and do it. Now, I hate what they come up with on their suggestions. I typically open another screen, go to Amazon.com as a buyer, type in what I'm looking for, craft bags, and I'll see what pops up first and what's selling, what's the best ranking ones that I want to be on. So this one, again, you just select your items. I would do dynamic up and down to start with. Sometimes I like to just dynamic down, but usually I go up and down 50-50. And whatever my total budget that I want to spend per day, I split it between the auto and split it between a targeted. So if you're launching a new product and your budget is $5 a day, I'll do 250, 250, maybe 3 and 2, and then see which one is performing better and dial it in. You got to constantly see what is it grabbing, and is that making sense or is it not making sense? Because I once did a big campaign on Kong dog toys, and I kept getting King Kong and Donkey Kong. So I was like, let's stop bidding on that. We don't want King Kong here. We definitely don't want that. Do I want to save? I don't want to save. Anyhow, then you're just going to go back into your campaigns. Once I start getting a lot of campaigns, I'll group them into a portfolio, and then we just got to see how they perform. So he had one sale, turning on everything yesterday meant he got a new sale. I also like, let's see here. Nope, that's not what I want. You can change what matrix you look at too. See this right here, add matrix. A lot of people don't realize this. You can go and change for clicks, cost per click, click through, whatever you want to, look at. You can just look at, dial it in. So we've got orders. So instead of sales, now I've got orders. You can change which ones you're going to look at. So I'll sometimes look at the ROAS and see, okay, is my ROAS doing better? Is it not going better? Play around. There's a lot of little buttons to play with. It's great. And every category is going to be slightly different. Like the competition is different, the amount of items is different, etc. Have we hit everything? Did I miss anything, Tina?
Oh, I think that was a great, speedy explanation.
Yeah, it is speedy. Definitely. Oh, I'll say one last thing I missed. If you go back to your main page on the campaigns, go to this settings and see how it has spend up to 100% more than the average daily budget, that is typically set to 100% more on newer accounts. And you want to make sure to use campaign level budgets
Yeah.
or use a total budget cap so that you don't all of a sudden have a ton of crimes.
Yeah.
Like
I think
Amazon will
we've
spend
both
your
made
money
that
real
mistake
quick.
before. Yeah.
Real quick. They will spend all your money really quick.
Yes.
Anyhow, that was it. What are you doing today? What's going on?
What am I doing today? I have my to-do list. I have to do an online order pickup. I have a coaching client today. Just a variety of tasks. I did my paperwork early this week because I was doing month-end numbers, so it's not Finance Friday today for me. What about you?
I did all my finances yesterday morning, and I find that I have to have a quiet office, put some nice relaxing music on, and just kind of go through. I updated my to-do list yesterday and all of that. Today, I've got a shipment that needs to get out with Halloween and junk, so that's going to be priority. I thought I wrote down some other things to do. I'm sure I have.
I do too. My list never gets all the way done.
No, it doesn't. But I am going to a comedy show tomorrow, so I'm super excited about
Fun.
that.
Very fun.
Yeah, it's one of those, I'll say B-rated. I don't know. I don't know if that's an insult to the comedian. Not like he watches here or anything, but it's not anything big. It was, I think, a $20 ticket of some sort. But we're going to have fun and go out. Nate's shipping. Yeah, what is everybody else doing?
Yeah.
Pipe up. Are you packing today? Are you shipping today?
Yeah, because it's Friday. Get that shipment out today. It's your last day of the week.
I got to go pull an invoice. I was trying to update my cost of goods. I feel like every time I turn around, my cost of goods goes up. It's ridiculous. And then that is it. My son comes back next week. My husband has surgery next week, and my daughter's birthday is coming up. So we just got a lot of busy family junk going on, which is fine. All right, sourcing. JR, nice to see you in the chat again. Sourcing today. I've got to get some sourcing done.
Sourcing's the most fun. That's the most fun part about the Amazon business. The other stuff is not as fun, but necessary.
It is. All right. Well, awesome. Sherry is shopping and sourcing. Nice.
SSS, right, well, Sherry shopping sourcing.
Sherry shopping sourcing. Say that. Yeah.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with us again on this Friday morning. And I hope you all have a profitable, great weekend on Amazon. Thanks.
Bye.